Hello, my name is Sean Ennis from Ennis Management, and welcome to the Creative Collective. And in this episode, I'm honored to be joined by a very special guest. He's a songwriter, recording artist, music label owner from Reading, UK, Kapono Carmela.
Yes, sir. Glad to be on, and an honour to be on as well. Many thanks.
Oh, it's my pleasure. So, talk to me about the music scene in the UK.
The music scene in the UK right now is, it's vast and wide. There's many types of music, but predominantly what's running in the charts is a lot of hip-hop and grime. The grime scene has really overtaken. So if you were to talk about British music right now, of course you've got your Elton Johns and popular established musicians. But if you were to talk about the younger generations, a lot of this grime music's coming up, which is pretty much like a British version of hip hop. But I mean, if you're talking about mobile awards like Music of Black Origin, and you looked at what's being played at the mobile awards, for example, CeeLo Green was there. You know that I see you driving around town with the girl I love, that guy. He was there. But right now in Britain, you've got your Skeptors, your Krypton Comans, a lot of grime artists is coming up. So they are, I believe Skepta is Nigerian descent, but living in England. So that's kind of the way the music scene's going right now. But you got your odd ones and twos. Like you've got Maverick Sabre. We had Amy Winehouse. She's like a true diamond in the rough. I mean, it's such a shame she's gone now. But you have some other randoms. You got your Elton John. It's kind of a mixed up situation right now. We've got all kinds of different people in the UK. Club music isn't as big as it used to be. You know, what it was like back in sort of like the 70s and 80s. It was very much underground warehouse rave parties. You had your acid techno, and your acid house, and all that acid genre music, all that era of acid, and then it kind of changed through to hard house, and then you had the gay communities bringing proper nightclubs in, which was prior to the free party rave scene. And then after the big clubs started coming up and people were getting turned away, then people started just breaking into warehouse and setting up rigs and throwing illegal raves. And then after that we kind of merged out into the 80s and went through all the rock and roll stuff, and then it's almost kind of like gone backwards a bit and emerged back into hip hop, and then from hip hop it's gone from like the 90s to the 2000s. We're now evolving it into where it went into garage. You had garage music, and then now you've got grime. So we've gone through drum and bass, garage, funky bass line, and now we're back on grime. It's basically like, I heard D'Angelo say in an interview, but it's kind of like going in a cycle. It's always going in a cycle. But there's a massive eclectic range of people. You put me on the spot there, to be honest.
Now, you have a really interesting stage name. Can you kind of talk about what your stage name is and kind of the story behind it?
Yeah, sure. The stage name is Kapono Carmela, which is Kapono Carmela, and the name literally just came to me. I was actually sitting in a car in Woking, just outside of Reading, in my auntie's car outside my other auntie's house, and this name came in my head. It's Kapono and Carmela, and I was like, okay, what does it mean? Let me look it up. So I looked it up. Kapono is Greek, Carmela is Hawaiian, and they mean righteous Garden of Eden, which is biblical, of course. So I thought, well, you can't call yourself righteous Garden of Eden. What's another word for the Garden of Eden? It's a paradise. So Kapono Carmela means righteous paradise, and that's where the brand for the label that sits underneath the umbrella of the Righteous Paradise Enterprise. The label is BMG Records. The website is righteousparadise.com, and Kapono Carmela means righteous paradise. So it's all kind of linked into each other, which for me is what makes it a special name.
Now, talk to me about how you got your start in music.
So the way I got my start in music was pretty much born into it, really, because when I was born in 1985, my granddad had already been doing 15 years on the road as a touring musician around the UK, Australia, a little bit of USA, but mostly Australia and the UK. He went to Jamaica as well, a few different places, but his foundation and home base was in Crowthorne, which is a place called 9 Mile Ride just outside of Reading. It's about 5 or 6, 7 miles out of Reading, and that's about 45 minutes drive from London. And he also had connections and links within Southampton, which is quite a drive away. It's a good few hours in the car. But his band was called Frisco, and my granddad, he played bass guitar, 4-string bass guitar, and also wrote and sang vocals. And the band was called Frisco. They did this song called Saints for the Cup, and it ended up being the theme song for Southampton Football Club in the 1970s. So by the time I was born in 1985 I was born, my mum had already been touring for about 5 years as a country western band, and my granddad had already been doing music, on the road for like 15 years. So it was pretty much that it was inevitable that I was going to do it. My grandma, when I was young, she was very much the type of grandma who I'm so blessed and lucky and thankful to have had and have her there. She was kind of like, like when your kids say, I think it was Kanye West who said it. He said the kids wants to colour in the lines. No, the kids when they're colouring in a colouring book, they want to colour out the lines, and we tell them no, colour in the lines. Whereas my grandma, she was like, no, colour however you want. Like if you want to colour out the lines, colour out the lines. So she would take me to art galleries, theatres, musicals, all these different things. She gave me more creative inspiration, but also having had my granddad and my mum at home and being on the road and touring with them as well, it was just inevitable that I was going to end up doing music.
And what do you think the effect or impact coming from such a musical family has had on you?
It's kind of hard in a way, because it's one of the worst occupations to have. It's kind of like it's like a backwards industry. It's sort of like I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but like cocaine and artwork and actors. That it's like the farmers in Colombia that make all of that stuff. They work the hardest, they create all the work, and they get paid almost nothing. And the further away it gets, the more it makes. It's the same as artwork. I think it was Van Gogh made like £400 in his life, and then when he was dead, now the paintings are selling for like billions. And the same with music as well. Unless you're Rihanna or in the film, unless you're Brad Pitt in the film industry, you're not going to really make a great deal of money. So for me, it would be amazing to make a lot of money, but I've kind of come to the realization that money isn't everything. The music is the wealth, and it is, as I said to you in a different interview, it's about survival. It's like life fuel. So having a song for me is like survival. So what it's done for me is kind of like a blessing and a curse, because you've got this wonderful gift, and it is a gift, and I'm eternally grateful, because when I get a new song, I'm saying thank you, I can survive a little longer. I write music for me because I'm bored of listening to everything else. I have an addictive personality. I'll listen to one song until I've listened to it so many times I don't want to hear it anymore, unless it's a classic, and then I'll listen to it for the rest of my life. But my addictive personality says you've got to keep listening to this or keep doing this until you're fed up of it, and then you'll find a new one. So I end up making a song, and that's when generally I end up making a new song, is when creativity does have its own timing, but it's usually when I've heard my own one so many times I'm bored of it. I'm writing them for myself to survive. So it's a blessing in that sense, but it's a curse in the sense that if I'd been spending my time working in a 9-to-5 job, I could have possibly made some kind of a living and a career. Whereas, within music, it's very hard to make money these days. If you was to go back to the golden age, if you take Keith Flint, for example, from Prodigy, British man, lovely bloke, his music didn't portray him as the true man he really is, a lovely man, nice loving man. And he's come from the time where the internet wasn't around. When you go back to the Firestarter times, it was probably around the time the internet was coming out. So let's say, for example, they had to pay their record deal off, and after selling a single in HMV for £4, they made 90 pence. There are 4 band members, let's just call it £1. So they sell their single, a 4-track single, 1 song, and 3 remixes for £4, and let's just say the band, after paying the label, gets £1, right? If they sold 1,000 copies, that's £1,000. If they sold 100,000 copies, that's £100,000. You divide that by 4, they've got 25 bags each, right? Whereas now on YouTube and Facebook Music and Spotify and whatnot, I had 28. I think it was about 30,000 people played my song, and I got $100. But if 30,000 people had bought my single before the internet, I would have made whatever, a nice amount, $3,000 or something. So there's a massive difference in the money. That's the problem. But it's not about the money now. I've come to learn that it's more about the product of music and what it gives you, the satisfaction, that extra lifetime, that lifespan, that extra little bit of life that you get from it. That's what it's about.
Now, talk to me about what music or artists have influenced you.
Well, my musical appreciation is very vast and wide, and it's not necessarily overly about what the music that inspires me. It's more about the people. So I listen to a lot of D'Angelo. I like Skinny Man. I like Marilyn Manson. I enjoy George Michael. I like Amy Winehouse. I enjoy Maverick Sabre. I've been listening to a lot of Jamaican artists as well. Kofi, she's good. That brushy one-string guy, he did this song. It's called "Chicken in the Corn." This man, he's got one string on his guitar, and he's singing a song about chicken in the cornfields. The corn won't grow, and to me, that is amazing, man. That's God music. That's God-gifted music. So a lot of it's sort of like gospel-y kind of stuff, but it's also about eclectic, self-written songs that I love the people behind. Prince, amazing as well. I really learned so much from D'Angelo. I love people that are successful and share their advice. Like, I can ask certain people, how can I be successful? And they'll say, just work hard, right? But I've been working hard for 34 years almost, and it ain't working. There's other things that people can help you with, and if you listen to some successful people like D'Angelo, he'll tell you how to be successful. A massive tip that I've learned from D'Angelo is how to record. Slightly differently. The traditional way of recording is go to a studio, get a microphone booth, put your headphones on, do your bars, listen back, blah blah blah. What D'Angelo has taught me from listening to his interviews of like Travis Smiley, he did an interview of Questlove as well, from the Roots, and like he's taught me, set up your speakers left and right, put your microphone in the middle, play your music, no headphones, and just sing into your microphone. Even if you get feedback and you got a little bit of a replay going back through and you can hear mumbling and stuttering, just let whatever spirit's coming out of you come out of you and just record like that, and you'll get this amazing organic feel. And it's not perfect, but that's the beauty of it, it's natural. So I've learned a lot from D'Angelo. So yeah, Marilyn Manson again, it's a crazy artist, but if you look at the guy as an artist, he's really eclectic. Like, he's made a massive impact, and the music is incredible. If you look at the women he dates as well, like, he's like one of the coolest guys on the planet. So yeah, I have a lot of time for Manson. I don't like all of his stuff. Some of it is too much for me. But I guess that's just the genre he's in. But if you listen to songs like Posthuman and Angel with the Scabbed Wings and these kinds of songs, I can appreciate the artwork 100%. Prince as well, Raspberry Beret and I Want to Be Your Lover, Little Red Corvette. These musics are timeless, man. Like I said, I've got an addictive personality, but I can listen to them probably till the day I die. If you listen to Chelsea Rogers as well, he's singing about Jimi Hendrix's ghost, and a girl, she's a vegan but she's got a fat ass. Like, he's singing good stuff. You want to listen, Prince is good, so there's a lot of different artists that I absorb information and stuff from. Yeah, I've got a friend, he's not a musician, he's my friend, his name's Michael Jameson, and Michael lives in Brakpan in South Africa, and he actually has he's an artist. He paints paintings. He has two Siberian tigers. One of them's 8 years old and the other one's 4. Enzo is 8 years old and Diego is 4. And you can find them on YouTube. And Michael is a lovely man. Like, he's successful. He's a very successful man. And when you ask him how to be successful, he doesn't say just work hard. He breaks it down how he made his success. And I love people like that. Someone you don't know very well, but you'll ask him, how did you do that? And he'll actually break it down and tell you, these are the people that I gravitate to, He's a really cool guy. You should look him up. Michael Jameson, Jamison, or you could just type in Enzo and Diego, and he's got the most beautiful tigers. Enzo, he's my favourite. He's like a really kind of like graceful older tiger. He even gets in the swimming pool backwards, like a human does. Like, like when you get a bit older, you like kind of climb down the ladder with your feet first, and then he keeps his paws out and he keeps them dry in case you have to chase Diego. But yeah, anyway, Michael, he teaches a lot of stuff. So I love people like this. You listen to D'Angelo, you can learn a whole lifetime of lessons from D'Angelo. I was listening to the Travis Smiley interview just today, actually, and he said D'Angelo was just finishing the Voodoo album, and he was talking to Prince on the phone, and he was like, I think, and Prince said, don't think. And that was it. That was it. He just said, don't think. And that enabled him to finish the whole album. So we musicians rely, and artists as well, we rely on each other, sometimes just to tell us simple things like don't think. But yeah, I like these people. People that will actually help you. That is a wonderful thing. So I hope maybe you can learn something from this, and I can too. That's what it's all about. We've got to lean on each other and help each other. Networking is key in life.
Now, how would you describe your music?
My music is always random. You never know what I'm going to make, because I don't know what I'm going to make. But it's all emotional. I used to make music, but now I let music make itself. So my old stuff, you'll probably listen to and think, that is horrible, because I was trying to make music. But now, in the last 3 years, I've been letting music make itself. So you're going to find a massive, diverse range of stuff. I'm not overly proud of my old stuff. I didn't. When I was just doing rap and trying to make rap music and trying to fit into cliques and stuff, it was not a good vibe. But more lately, it's very worldly, very spiritual, very positive, very open-minded. It's 100% me. You'll hear things in there about love, my love life, my emotions, my depressions, my anxieties, my positivity, my happiness, my creativity, my like inspirational musics, talking about the world and are clouds God's artwork, or is heaven and hell real? Are there angels? Are there demons? Is this stuff real? It's all very much a diary or a book of actions, if you will. It's very emotional, man. Like, there's so many different types of music I've made. My best piece I'm proud of so far is that Demons track. I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's very diverse.
Now, I want to go back because you said something that I think is really interesting. You mentioned that you don't try to make music, you let the music make itself. So what about your process about how you're creating music now that you feel you're accomplishing that?
Well, before I used to sit down and write. Like, my first ever single I released was called Eastside, and I wrote the whole thing down on a pen and a pad. I planned it all out, I wrote it. But now I never really write. If I do, I may write 3 or 4 lines at a time on the computer, and then once I've got them on the microphone, I'll erase them, and then go back to the pad. If I ever do write something, it's usually 3 or 4 lines at a time, and that's only because I don't want to forget them. Now what I'm doing is, again, I go back to D'Angelo. I have to take my hat off to the man. He's super blessings and blessings to him and everyone in the world. But it's just let the spirit flow through you. I hadn't written a song for maybe a year when I was with my ex, or my previous ex, and I hadn't written anything for like a year. And then after we split up, I thought, I want to write something along the lines of Amy Winehouse. I want it to be jazz, but I also want to have my own swag on there. And I didn't know when it was going to come, but one day I just came out with this. I'm riding down the back lanes in Dorset, seen a pretty girl, spun my world, was awesome. 48 fully trained, high heels, whipped chains. And she hid a stash of liquid morphine in her corset, it just flowed out of me. Like, it wasn't like I sat down and wrote it. It's what happened to me in life. And I just stood in front of a microphone and sang those lyrics into this jazz song. And that's what I mean, like, you just let the spirit flow through you, whatever's coming through you at the time. You might be happy, you might be sad, you might be in a rage, you might be, giggling. It could be anything. You might be friendly or unfriendly or whatever's flowing through you at the time. I just let it come naturally, and a lot of the stuff I put out, a lot of the stuff that comes, through the microphone, I don't put it out. I used to put everything out, but now I'm very withheld with what I put out. So most of my stuff I write is just for me. But if you hear it, it's probably because I've wanted you guys to hear it too. So yeah, just let the spirit flow.
How important is positivity in your music?
Positivity is definitely important for me. I always believe it's important to spread positivity. The thing is, I heard Skylar Jett saying one day on an interview in a radio station, is an FM station in Bournemouth, Hope FM I think they were called, or maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, he said, I wish there was a good news channel on TV. He said, all I can see, he said, on all the news, it's always bad news. He said it should be called Bad News Channel. And he said, wouldn't it be great if there was a good news channel? But yeah, one channel is good news. We all know that will never happen. Because, other than gospel stuff, people don't buy it. They want to hear bad news. It's like they're addicted to bad stuff. But anyway, nobody's perfect. But he's right, there should be a good news channel. And wouldn't it be a wonderful thing for every now and then, out of all of the depression and recession and all the problems in the world, if there was that little glimmer of light shining every so often saying, hey, it's okay, don't worry, everything's going to be great, everything will be fine, you'll be fine, we'll be great, every now and then if there was just that little glimmer of hope and light, and it's contagious, man, same way as bad stuff is, Bad stuff is contagious, so is good stuff, and so that's a wonderful thing. So positivity is very important to me. I really want you to hear this stuff Skylar's making. It's so good, man. The music is amazing, and when he puts it out, I'll be sure to send it your way, Sean, definitely. But yeah, positivity is very important, mate, 100%.
Now, can you talk to me about the song East Side? Can you talk about the creation process of the song, and then also some of the themes or topics that you cover in the song?
Yeah, Eastside, there was a girl I was seeing at the time, and I won't mention her name, but she's a bit of a major player in the Bournemouth area, in Dorset where I am. She's in the underground world, she's got a lot of respect, a lot of clout, and I was seeing her for a short period of time, and it was around the time I just had cancer the first time. And it was basically all about being with a girl and making sure that if you did have, intercourse, that you was careful, because you think at the time that you're going to be with this person forever, but anything can happen and change the course of life, and you could end up with a kid, and then that kid might resent you when you're not with their mum anymore. So it's really all about being very careful, One night of fun, 9 months later, could end up with a lifetime of having a child, which is a blessing, 100%, but also can be bad for the child if the parents aren't together. So it's basically about making sure when you're with a woman that, you really want to be with her forever, because otherwise it's not really fair on the kids. But the song was a mishmash of just name calling and saying things like, I want to be under Rihanna's umbrella and stupid stuff like that. Threw in some Nike comments in there as well. I was just tagging different brands in there and stuff, and nothing wrong or harmless. But the music itself was written by a guy called Ralph Kirchens, who's a German producer, and he calls himself Beat Junkie. And I bought the beat on Leafs, and it's a nice beat as well. It's got organs in it, violins, drums, synths, hi-hats, all kinds of different stuff, pianos. But mainly you can hear organs and violins in there, which I love. Strings. The first instrument I ever picked up in my life was a violin. And anyway, I'm not very good at playing it, by the way. But yeah, Ralph wrote the music, and I wrote the lyrics. And then I went to Swindon one day for my cancer operation. I had testicular cancer twice now, and I went for my first appointment in Swindon, and there was a gospel group, a hip-hop gospel group in the city centre in Swindon City. I think Swindon's a city or a town, whatever. And they said, what do you want us to pray for? And I said, please may you pray for my music. And the next day, I'm talking to Will Johnson. Will Johnson is a famous actor in England, and a bad boy DJ as well. And I remember saying to him, I loved your film when you were in that film. And I said, I love that scene. And he went, I'm a DJ. And I was like, yeah, but I love that scene. You acted brilliantly. And he went, yeah, but I'm a DJ. And I was like, but honestly, that film was great, man. And he was like, oh, I'm a DJ. And it finally clicked in my head. All right, here's my song. So bless that man's heart. He made me pretty much like known in the UK. And around other places in the world. He has a lot of connections, you know. He's a very famous actor. And like I said, he's a really good DJ as well. But yeah, it was funny how it happened. I was in Swindon. These people were like, what do you want us to pray for? I said, please pray for my music. And the next day I'm talking to a famous DJ and actor called Will Johnson, who, God bless that man, he sort of like became a guiding light for me almost. Just a blessing. The only way I can explain it is a blessing. It truly is. Yeah, cool guy.
Now, let's talk about your song, Demons.
Demons. What do you want to know about Demons?
Can you take me through the creation of the song and then talk about the themes and topics that you talk about in the song?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. So basically, Demons was inspired by many, many things. I would like to buy a Dodge Challenger, the Dodge Challenger. And I also have seen the Dodge Demon. And I also have been listening to some bands. Like, there's one Maverick Sabre song, I can't remember the name of it, but there's this Rasta guy, small Rasta guy, and he's singing about now she's an angel, she was growing up, she grew up in a really poor neighbourhood, and she was learning how to cook from the thugs, basically, and she's talking about crack, pretty much, I'm pretty sure anyway. I don't want to say the wrong words, but I'm sure that's what he means. And she basically was doing whatever she did one day, and she fell and she hit the floor, and she became a star. As in, like, she died. And so I'm listening to Angel, Angel, Angel. There's another song I listen to. I can't remember the band name, but it's the Spoon Lady. If you just type in the Spoon Lady and Angels, you'll find it. He's like, yeah, I know I can change, because the angels in heaven wrote my name. So I'm listening to Angel, 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 and I'm watching this car, the Dodge Demon. It's the fastest drag car ever made. The fastest production drag car ever made. It's even been banned from the drag strips. It's just too fast. And so I'm thinking angels and demons, angels and demons. And then I'm thinking that's kind of biblical. So I'm like, okay, one day, what's his name, Keys Cartel sends me like these beat packs regularly. He's on it. Like the whole crew, they're just really on it. And he sends me these beat packs, and I was skipping through the songs, and there was this one song called Locked on there, and I was listening to this Locked, and I said, yeah, okay, I'll download that, and I'll put it away for later. And I had these angels and demons going through my head, and I knew I wanted to write something about those, and I just did what D'Angelo said. I got the song Locked from Keys Cartel, put it on the studio computer, had the speaker on the left, speaker on the right, and the microphone in the middle, sat there, and was just like, what comes out? Played this song, boom. Singing about angels and demons. Sang the whole song through. It's only like 3 or 4 rhyme patterns all looped in together, and then halfway it pretty much repeats itself again, but it's done in a certain way that you kind of appreciate the artistry within it, if I could call it that. And it's just about like life and like riding high through life, and that is your life. And this is just really a basic song. You should just have to listen to it. I'll be happy to send it to you. I'm just going through the leasing processes for the music at the moment, and then it will be officially released. But at the moment, it's only on Audiomack. I'll send it to you, Sean.
Now, talk to me about your record label. Kind of what motivated you to create the label, and why you felt it was important to create.
So yeah, the label RighteousParadise.com, that's the brand name, and that's what we put on our clothing. It's a red and blue logo. But the label is BMG Records. It's just, my name is Benjamin Marcus Judge, and BMG Records is for short. And I set up the label originally in 2014 to release my own music under an official label. But after many DJs and a lot of hard work, we spent quite a lot of money and time, mostly time and effort, but a lot of networking, I realised that the platform that I built up was so powerful that even I didn't know all the places it was going to. So I was looking at my demographics, and like, it's crazy. It's in Bogota, Peru, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, France. They're just some of the main places we know. But there's places that even I didn't even know existed where it's gone to. And I figured, each one to each one. When I first started out in music, I wished I had someone that could have said, we're not mainstream, but we've got a worldwide following, join us, sort of thing. So it's kind of like, the way I look at it is I'm climbing up the mountain every day, and I believe that you can't pull someone up the mountain unless you have a firm grip. And I feel I have a firm enough grip now to pull some people up the mountain with me, and that's really what I'm doing. I'm sharing that platform. I'm pulling some people up the mountain every day.
Now,
Yeah.
what do you look for in a particular artist that makes you want to bring them onto your label?
It's really, really simple. What I look for is a good character. So I love personality. I love positive personalities, positive music, and creativity. And that's really as simple as it goes. I love to hear people's stories. I love people that are making positive music, and I love people that are writing their own material. And it's really as simple as that.
What are your music career goals?
Music for me is just about survival. That is all it is. So my main goal, if you'd have asked me that 5 years ago, I said, I want to build a big studio and do this and do that. But now, I'll be honest with you, I'm quite happy just walking around with a laptop, a microphone, and my bank card, and going around the world like that. Before, I wanted this and that and that, and this car and that house and stuff. But now, I just want to survive. To be honest, that's what it's all about. It's about survival, and it could be that I could be walking down the street with holes in my shoes, but I have a brand new song out and feel like a millionaire. And that's the God's honest truth. I could have nothing but a loaf of bread and some butter in my backpack, but I feel when I have a new song like a billionaire. And that's what it's about survival.
Can you share your social media links?
Yeah, sure. The easiest way really to do it is to go to righteousparadise.com. It's righteousparadise.com. Righteousparadise.com. If you want to get really technical, you could look up Kapono Carmela. It's Kapono Carmela. Or if you want to go on Facebook, you can look me up. It's Benjamin Marcus Judge, and it's just BenJamin Marcus Marcus. Judge is Judge. Juliet Uniform Delta Golf Echo. And but really the best way to go through is Righteous Paradise. If you just remember that I'm Kapono Carmela, aka Ben Judge, you'll find me pretty much everywhere. You'll find all the guys on the label. We even have a girl over in South Africa as well, Lols Beats. She's a badass producer, man. You listen to some of her beats. She sent me some of her beats. Her name's Sipokazi, and Lols, she calls herself, Lollz. And you listen to Lols beats, right? And I said, did you really make this? It sounds like a man's made this. A bad boy beats she's making. So yeah, we've got even a girl on the label right now, which is nice. So have a look, righteousparadise.com. Everything's on there, all the links.
Is there anyone you'd like to acknowledge for offering you financial or emotional support in your music career?
Yeah, 100%. A good friend of mine, he's Jamaican. He runs a financial advisor company. His name is Milton Gordon. He's an elderly chap. He still works past the age of 60, so I have total respect for him. He's always been very supportive for me. He's like, keep doing it, man. And then you got Will Johnson. He pretty much gave me the confidence to do this. Nellyville, Chanel Hall, she's over in Nebraska. Maximum blessings to her as well. She's always been really supportive. We've been through this mad emotional roller coaster together. It's been like 4 or 5 years now, and no matter what happens, she's like, yeah, don't worry, I got you. You'll be on heavy rotation. So we do artist interviews together as well. She's actually speaking about making a film quite soon. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. Sorry, Nellyville. But yeah, we're maybe doing a film. Skylar Jett, Lorenzo Tomas, my mum and my dad, of course, like, they're massive influence, and without them, man, we wouldn't be here. Without parents, we wouldn't be here, so you have to give thanks. And of course to God as well, because the old life I used to live, let's just say I have a clean criminal record now, but the life I used to live, on the street life, you know, that wasn't a great way to live, you know. That's like going to demon church every day. I don't go to that church anymore. So God is good, man, 100%. I think everyone really, mate, to be honest with you, yourself, the magazines, 937 magazine, literally everyone, the BBC, there's so many people. Kevin Mann, he runs UK Independent. Terry Seeger, he runs UK Swagger. Rob the Bank, he runs Festival. I did a Festival tryout for one of the massive, it's a huge festival around here. His name is Rob the Bank, he's a DJ, and he runs the whole festival. There's so many people to thank, so if I've missed anyone, I apologise. Like even just the people that support me as a person, like from my friend Katie Barry, she's known me for a long time, and my other friend Liam Bates, we call him Loms. It's a bit similar to Lols, but Loms. But these people have been like rocks in my life, man. Like they've seen me go through cancer twice. They've seen me live my old life to my new life. And sometimes when I'm thinking I'm not getting that far, like for instance, Katie, she'll go, "You've come so far. You've done so well." And I'm like, "Yeah, she's right. I have." So yeah, these people really help, you know. Aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, mothers, grandmas, aunts, everyone together, friends. Everyone plays a part. Yeah, especially. I really love like the animals too. Like I had one chinchilla. Her name was Nicole Baby Peru, and that chinchilla, she pretty much helped me co-produce my entire last album. Because she was chinchillas. They have really good hearing, and if the music was sounding bad, because their hearing is so sensitive, her body language would tell me this is shit. Basically, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear. Sorry, but if it was good, she would let you know it was good. So even the animals are great too. I sound crazy now. That's fine. It's good to be crazy.
Is there anything else you'd like to promote or share?
I want to share everything that you want me to share, Sean. Anything you want me to send, brother, I will do. My mini press runs, I do like Artist Hunters, Tiger Claw Media, Magazine. I have so many different platforms. The BMJ social media stuff, Cat's Eye Magazine. I've got all these different platforms. I will be happy to do any interviews you want me to share on my blog sites. I'll do my mini press runs. We can do quite a lot of different things at Righteous Paradise. Obviously, we have quite a big crew as well. So if you want me to share anything for you, man, I'm here. Like, just send me anything you want, bro. I'll help you, okay? It's blessings all day.
Well, I'd like to give a very big thank you to my guests for joining me here today on the Creative Collective. As always, write your comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. And for all of your promotion, marketing, as well as music career consulting needs, email ennisproductions@gmail.com.